Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your DJ.
Mickey the Kid.
Excuse me, what happened if you mash this button?
That's a shit.
I'm no meteorologist, but I'm pretty sure it's raining bitches.
Mickey the Kid.
On one hot summer day, an engineer came into the control room wearing nothing but a pair of bathing trunks.
That's a fact.
This was the result.
Philippine Airlines and once again, back to
World famous.
Oh, yeah. Happy Tuesday to you. Lions, Tigers, and Bears. Oh, my. And there it is. Little Beastie Boys. Always gets me going, man. Hope you're having a great day. Hope you had a great after day, whatever. Maybe you just got home from work. You're dropping by, checking in on the kid, seeing what's going on. I'm here, hanging out, doing stuff. So, a lot of weird and interesting stuff in the news right now that I'm finding out. And let me get into some of this. Because it stirs up crazy you got so many conspiracy theorists out there, and God, I hate to start off the show by going right down conspiracy theorist road because I just hate talking about that shit. But I hate to say it, that some of these cats have predicted some of the things that are transpiring right now and possibly could come to the fruition. Okay, one of them is your right to bear arms. As old Ding Dong was up there today, talking about the Second Amendment, talking about, the fact that, well, let's just get into it. I made some cliff notes here. They said that that we must agree, okay, that the Second Amendment is, it's not like a rite of passage, so to speak. They're saying that the context of the time it was proposed, a single-shot muzzle-loading weapon that took more than 60 seconds to arm was quite different from a weapon of war designed to not just kill but to obliterate the victim. See, this is what they do is they create this language, and once they create this language, then there we are. And if you, God, I wish you would have heard this character today. Joe Biden just goes on some of these wild and wacky tangents, and I've got some audio from this, and because I really want you to hear the context of what some of the stuff he says. It's absolutely shot out of a cannon, absolute cannon, and he goes down. They're literally coming for your guns. Let's get into this.
As a nation, I think we all must be there for them.
And he's talking about Uvalde kids, families.
And we must ask, when in God's name will we do what needs to be done to, if not completely stop, fundamentally change the amount of the carnage that goes on in this country?
Carnage. More words.
To state the obvious,
it's fact, though.
Corey and a lot of other people here, I'm sick and tired.
Oh,
I'm just
course.
sick and tired.
Take a nap, Joe.
Of what's going on. It continues to go on.
Been sleeping through this whole
presidency. I
presidency.
spent my career as chairman of the Judiciary Committee and as vice president working for common sense gun reforms. As I said, as a senator and a vice president. While they clearly will not prevent every tragedy, we know certain ones will have significant impact and have no negative impact on the Second Amendment.
Of course, Joe. Here comes the bullshit.
Second Amendment's not absolute.
Hold on. The Second Amendment is absolute. If it's written on it's part of our Bill of Rights. We have rights. The right, number 2, the amendment, or the right to bear arms.
When it was passed, you couldn't own a cannon.
Now, Joe, you're going goofballs McGillicuddy here with you couldn't own a fucking cannon. Back in that day, nobody's putting a cannon in their fucking front yard to shoot their neighbor. First of all, do you know how hard it would be to maneuver a cannon? Do you know how heavy those things were, man? They had to be brought in by horses, because those things are made out of like pure lead. Then they're shooting gigantic cannonballs or shit that's on fire across a big field, trying to kill sons of bitches. Yeah, it makes sense to you. Just like we can't get a tank. Nobody's out there. There isn't a tank dealership where I can, just roll up and go, hey, yeah, I'll take the K57 MZ, whatever it's going to be. The one that's got the big rocket launcher on the back of it as well. Yeah, I need long-range missiles with that. Yeah, come on, Joe. Cannons. What are they feeding this guy? Somebody is putting arsenic in his food or something because his brain is deteriorating.
You couldn't own certain kinds of weapons. It's just always been limitations.
Yeah, when it comes to cannons and tanks, Joe. Yeah, but we're talking firearms here, buddy. Let's dial it back around. Can you bring it back around?
But guess what? These actions we've taken before, they saved lives. And they can do it again. The idea.
A thought.
An 18-year-old can walk into a store and buy weapons of war designed and marketed to kill is, I think, just wrong. It just violates common sense. Even the manufacturer, the inventor of that weapon, thought that as well. Where's the backbone?
Where's the backbone? Yeah, Joe, we've been asking that for the last 2 years, you son of a bitch.
Where's the courage to stand up to a very powerful lobby? We're here today for the same purpose.
He can't even stand up to a very powerful leader like Vladimir Putin, okay? For fear. All Vladimir Putin does is say, nuclear weapon. And Joe cowers like a beat dog. He just runs in the net, runs and gets in his crate. Courage, backbone, this guy.
Come together and say, enough.
Kamala Harris has a bigger set of balls on her than Sleepy Joe will ever have. And again, don't think I'm pro-Trump. I'm not pro-Trump. Not a Donald guy. Not at all. Definitely not. I'm more of a John Wayne guy than I am either of those two idiots.
Enough to act. We must.
And that's the end of his speech. He literally is the monkey behind the madness. But he goes on, and they're saying that the first 10 amendments, the so-called Bill of Rights, each had historical antecedents, causing many of them to raise issues that would prevent the approval of the Constitution. Madison worked hard to formulate them, and ultimately the document went into effect. There's nothing sacred about anything in the Constitution. Really? Why haven't we gone to amend a lot of the things in the Constitution? Because if you're going to amend the Second Amendment, then there's a lot of other amendments. Because if you let him get away with that one, he's going to get away with a bunch of them. Okay? Imperfect humans trying to do the best they could created a government on paper. Did a pretty damn good job of it, the Founding Fathers. Just going to say. But here's what no one has the absolute right to own any weapon they want. That's what he's saying. Yeah, but any weapon they want. It's not like these guys are out running around for fucking bazookas. We're not out there trying to grab that kind of stuff. We're just trying to get to enough handguns or pistols or AR-15s or it's not like anybody's. I mean, there are some guys in the U.S. I know that have AK-47s and but it's crazy. Again, this doesn't boil down to the responsible gun owners, because guess what? If you take all the good people's guns away, the bad motherfuckers still have all the guns. The guys that are killing people in Chicago, the guys that are killing people on the streets, the Uvalde moron. Again, these people aren't vetted. And that's where this whole process begins and ends with. What we need is a real fucking cowboy in there in the office that understands all this stuff. I don't care what committees you were on, Joe. Really don't care. You also said you didn't want black kids on the bus in '76. You know what I'm saying? Then you go get a woman of color as your running vice president. To so that you could win that vote, knowing that you're some creepy, child sniffing weirdo. I mean, that's just what it is. Call it what it is. And then I guess there's a rumor out there, not a rumor out there. There's a news story out there there's something about his daughter's diary that talks about, the touching, of children. His daughter has that in her diary, and you wonder where Hunter gets it. So remember that comes from generational. That is a generational disease that's passed down because that's some shit that's learned from previous generations. Joe's dad was probably a hose fondler. I'm not sure. Again, I can't speak educatedly on that, but there's this kind of shit that's going on. They also say that repeal the Second Amendment. So 2 days after issuing the massacre, or 2 days after the massacre of the 19 children, they said that Ted Cruz was asked by a British reporter who was there, as to why there are so many mass shootings in America. Cruz just walked away without answering, because there are a lot of mass shootings in America. It is, they say that we're one of the most freest countries, but there's about 27 other sovereign nations that exhibit some of the same similar freedoms that we have. A lot of countries over in Europe, England, just a lot of countries. And there's a great piece, and I forget what show it was from. It was from a movie, and Jeff Daniels gives us 4-minute speech about why America isn't the most freest country or the greatest country. And you've probably all seen that at some point. And it was a really good movie. But they say painfully clear the Second Amendment provides the impenetrable buffer against any sensible gun control legislation. The NRA is basically unfettered license to sell any weapons to anybody reaping huge profits. They're saying that here we go, pointing the finger at the NRA. Our politicians, mostly Republicans, hide behind the Second Amendment to justify their stance in blocking any sensible gun laws. That's not true, because you just passed a great gun law, which means that they get to look back as far as that person being a minor before they can even get the even possible nod to be a gun owner, responsible gun owner. So I love the fact that they're going back to look at criminal behavior from when you were a teenager or a child, mental health issues you may have had throughout your childhood, being a young adult, et cetera, because you know what, that's going to put it all on blast. That's going to keep shit real. I like that personally. They say, sadly, the alternative's more the same, only in America. Reinforcing the NRA's stance, gun safety law. They're saying, what a farce. There's nothing different about guns, ammo, etc. The mental health component just reinforces the NRA's stance that it is crazy people who kill people, not guns. And this is not progress. But, and this is bullshit. Whoever wrote this piece, or some of this information that I highlighted and took notes on, okay, so how many responsible gun owners do you know that go out and shoot up a school? How many responsible gun owners do you know that go on a murder spree? How many responsible gun owners that go out and hunt animals like Ted Nugent, for instance? You don't, and Ted's a little kooky, honestly. You want to think about it. I've interviewed Ted several times. He's a fantastic human being, fantastic American, fantastic patriot. Love Ted. And maybe have him on the show. I really should reach out to Linda over at his management company and get him over here and get a conversation going, because that guy he's a plethora of information. And having talked to him for years in rock radio, and we've always talked about guns, we've always talked about meat, we always talked about hunting, and he's got a fantastic perspective on all this. Let me turn that down so that hissing shit keeps getting out of my ears. But so you look at, what the end result is, and this is what I'm trying to say is that they're coming for that Second Amendment. They're coming for those guns. They said we must start thinking about gun ownership the way we think about smoking cigarettes in public areas, considered reprehensible by almost everyone. So now they don't want a conceal and carry, right? Here we are. So now you're unprotected. Only then can we enough be like-minded politicians be elected and the solution to the gun problem be found. Treating gun ownership like smoking in public places, considered reprehensible by almost everyone. So basically, for all you Texans, because that's a big conceal and carry state, and there's no way you're going to get there's no way you're going to get it. The state of Texas will secede from this bitch. In a New York minute, they will pull the trigger. That government will. they will be like, F that cuckoo job in the White House. We're packing up shop. We're going to build, and those guys, they'd probably build a wall, with like a gate, something that you'd see off the Fear of the Walking Dead or The Walking Dead, where they build like little walls around the town to keep the zombies out. And it'll be to keep, people like us out of there, even though we're good people and they might let us in. But you're going to have to pull up to a gate. And you're going to have to pass a couple of things before we let you into the great state of Texas. And probably do the same thing here in Florida. I'm surprised Ron DeSantis hasn't proposed a secession, But I think we're in that locked in. There's no loophole clause for us to here in Florida to get out from that. And then today, there's so much bananas going on, man. All of a sudden, the monkeypox thing is back. Oh, it's mutating at 12 times is the mutation level we've ever seen. Yeah, and they're saying that this supersedes everything that we've seen in 2021 and 2020, all that. And it's kooky. That's the crazy. Hold on. One little thing. Okay, cool. But anyway, they go on that they've seen more than 3,500 cases, and they've been detected across the world. I don't know how severe monkeypox is, but they're saying like 29,315 people or something like that, or 23,915 people have gotten monkeypox across the world. Which now, fucking COVID's died down, and the war in Ukraine is kind of not being talked about, so. Where else how the hell else are we going to scare all these Americans? How do we do it? How do we keep them in fear? How would we should what we're going to do? Watch, you'll see this. This will come soon. All of a sudden there'll be a monkeypox vaccine. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. They're gonna, and then because they took away the abortion rights, your body, your choice. Well, sorry, you're gonna have to get the fucking monkeypox too. They say unlike COVID, DNA viruses such as monkeypox are not known to rapidly mutate, but this one is mutated at 12 times faster than expected than when it happened in 2018. They say it's believed cases could become endemic across the U.S., UK, and Europe. It also thought most outbreaks across the U.S. and Europe have been detected among gay and bisexual men. I don't know why that has anything to do with monkeypox. It's kind of weird that they just had to throw gay and bisexual men in with the monkeypox. They said it is thought most outbreaks across the U.S. and Europe have been detected among gay and bisexual men. It's interesting that they just happen to throw those fellas in there. The UK Health Security Agency recommends that gay and bisexual men at a higher risk of exposure be offered vaccines. There we are. Now they're trying to, put the cuffs on the LGBTQ community. Here we go. We'll start with the gay fellas. Start with those guys. Because the gay and bisexual men, even though you like ladies, we know you like ladies too. But because you like both species, we're going to have to, I need you to get this vaccine. And you watch, they're going to make them get it. They're going to force them. That's what's going to happen. They say the strategy is endorsed by the Joint Committee on Vaccination and Immunization, which has consulted on the eligibility criteria for the vaccine. Eligibility criteria. What would that be? Well, the eligibility would depend on a number of factors, but would be similar to the criteria used to assess those eligible for HIV pre-exposure prophylaxis. But applied regardless to the HIV status. Don't know much about this monkeypox thing. But I think I find it interesting that they only are throwing it in that community, saying those fellas right there, which is very interesting. And when here we are going down conspiracy theory row. Some of these cats, these Alex Jones and these other guys that are out there, some of the guys that I've seen in the news, some of the guys that I see on YouTube, some of the guys that I see online. Some of the guys I see on YouTube, or TikTok and Facebook Reels, all that shit. You see it, and they're talking about it. They're talking about the freedoms because, And I just saw a guy today, and he was talking. He made a kind of a pretty crazy valid point, right? So if we raise the gas prices and we raise the cost of travel and we make it harder and harder for you to get away, guess what? You're going to be stuck here. Except the 1% in the country, the 1%ers, the millionaires, the billionaires, those people who have private jets or can afford, first-class air travel. That's what they're trying to do is they're trying to keep us all contained. This guy was going on, and he said, and then of course with the cost of, the gas and the air travel, that means that the cost of food's going to go up. And then guess what they're going to do? They're going to keep you hungry. Middle-class America, dude, they're pricing you right out the door. I mean, if you're living in poverty conditions, I mean, let's say you're lower middle class, right? You're in lower middle class. You are, and lower middle class, with a median income is like $60,000 or $70,000, $60,000 a year. I mean, if you like, I feel bad for teachers. Teachers are making $35,000, $40,000 a year. Maybe some of you teachers are out there raising kids. By the way, you can call the show 323-374-3855 if you want to get in on this. But you got these teachers, that, it's, I mean, you make 35, 40, 45, 50, and 50 tops, And the cost of housing right now, I don't know if you've looked at the cost of houses across the country. And some of the three most expensive areas to live in the United States is Miami, Tampa, and I think Orlando. Miami, Tampa, and Orlando are like the three most expensive areas to live in the country. I mean, housing prices where we are right here, I mean, if you want a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house with over 1,300 to 1,400, 1,500 square feet, you're looking at $350 to $375. If you want 4-bedroom, you're pushing $375 to $499. And if you want a pool, I mean, there are some deals out there, but it isn't as easy as you think it is. And when you've got a middle income family like that, or lower median income family that's only making, the total household income is $75,000, because mom makes, dad makes, 50, and mom the teacher or mom whatever, has a $35,000 a year job, or mom the hairstylists make actually really good money. I shouldn't say that. I know, and so do people in the food service industry. But when people stop going out because it's going to be too expensive to go out to eat, you can't go to the movies with, if you got 2 kids without it costing $100. 4 tickets, a bucket of popcorn, 4 drinks. Or you're splitting 2 big giant drinks. You and your brother drink this one. Me and mom will drink this one. Here's the bucket of popcorn for, $11.99 or $12.99. Add in 2 candies for the kids at, $9 or $11. Yeah. So, and then the tickets are anywhere between $9 and $19, or $9 and $18, depending on where you're going to the movies. I've seen 9. Last time I went to the movies, I've seen them for $9, but I've also seen them for 13. Last movie we went to was like $13.50 a ticket. And that wasn't even to go see it in IMAX quality shit, But and so that's what they're doing, and here we are. And again, I hate to wax conspiratorially, but what you have to look at, and this is where the eyes wide. I hate to even entertain conspiracy theories and especially ones that kind of are almost developing in front of your eyes. Because then you're like, man, I thought that guy was crazy, and here all of a sudden it's, it's kind of like it makes you wonder about, revelations in the Bible. Is that shit, like that shit's real, man? Whoever that conspiracy theory guy who wrote that section, that's pretty wild. Not even looking forward to that. I'm just going to be real with you. I'm not looking to 4 horses and, chaos and just, scorched earth. But you think about all the components. You put all the components together. Let's take the guns away. Let's keep the fear high. Let's raise the cost of gas. We're going to go green, and that's what we'll call it, so that we can keep everyone captive here. And then once we have our captive audience, and then all of a sudden the next pandemic comes, and boom, here we go. And then you got to get this vaccine, that vaccine, and And then you hear these guys and they talk about, they're trying to kill you off. But yeah, I don't believe that with the vaccine stuff. But you got some nut jobs out there that, say that stuff, and it's wacky. And so, you're wrapped into this whole thing. And then when you see, imagine about it, because, you look at everything that's going on in the world and you see how they could very, very easily become a reality. Very easily become a reality. That all of a sudden, we're hungry, we're poor, we can't afford housing hell, a fucking duplex down the road. Like if you wanted to live in a duplex in Cape Coral, I think duplexes are like $2,200 for like a 2 or 3 bedroom duplex. You're talking about 1,100 square feet for $2,500. When 2 years ago you could rent that same side of a duplex for $1,350. They jacked you up $950 and have $1,000. To $1,200. It's interesting. You're watching what's going on. You're watching the greed. You're watching everything that's happening and keeping everything inflated. And it's nuts. It's cuckoo. I can't even wrap my brain around some of the stuff that's going on. It really is. And you wonder why there's road rage and, guys running, you're almost waiting for the next shooting spree. You really are. The next nut job that just is mad at the world and has access to unlimited rounds of ammo and guns, because, and has that sick attitude, that victim mentality that he just can't catch a break. That's what we do is when we fall down into that category. I've seen Joe Rogan talk about that shit, and he's like, I get so tired of hearing people say that stuff, I can't catch a break. I can't catch a break. Well, go out and get a break. You have to go get that shit. You have to drive towards that. Anything you want in this life, you got to earn it. You got to bust that ass and get out there and kind of get after it. At least that's, my life story. Anything I've ever wanted, I've had to go and get it, man. Had to go and get it. Had to work. It's like getting, like when I got, when I got clean, it was, coming up on 3 years, July 16th, and it's commitment. It's commitment. It's hard work. It's changing the way I thought, changing the way I behave, changing everything, and it's hard. The hardest thing to change is saying no to yourself, because I don't know how to say no. I'm like, yes, that does sound like a great idea. Yes, give me 3 lines. Yes, and I'll take, 1 bag of that, and can I get an 18-pack of the Rolling Rock? That's who I used to be. And that guy I was just a cesspool, man. It was, Charlie Sheen and Scott Weiland rolled into one. I could have been their illegitimate child. I was just shot out of a cannon. Matter of fact, 323-374-3885. Feel free to blow up the phone. Give me a call. Always love hearing from people. Heard from Trucker Ed last night. Of course, he called me after the broadcast was over. And we caught up because we were kind of talking about, just life in general, where we're at, he's in a different part of the country. He's up in Pennsylvania. I'm down here in Florida. And, it's interesting, how much different life is up there. And he was just telling me, how much he's making and where he's living and what he's doing, and very comfortable, very content. He's not making a fortune, but he's making enough to have a great life. He's not even in 6 figures. But he's a happy guy. He bought his house right at the right time. His mortgage is super affordable, which makes everything else affordable. Because when your mortgage is low, then you can afford, to fill your tank up for the week to go to work and get maybe a steak or 2 a month. And it's you look at what people are eating, and of course, we become what we're eating. If you're eating processed food and junk, and that's where we're going to be. It's a very tricky predicament that we're in. But I truly believe that there's a way out of. There has to be. There has to be a way out of this, and the way out of it is just like what I was saying. For those can't catch a break people, you can catch a break. You just got to go out and get it. You got to go after it. And if you want to do something, stop telling yourself you can't do it, because then you're just going to keep getting more of I can't do it. I heard Steve Harvey say that shit. Whatever you're manifesting, that's what's going to come true. If you're that chick that goes, every guy's a dog. That's all I've ever dated is every guy's a dog. Well, then guess what? You're going to date every one of them. That's what Steve Harvey says. That's your self-talk. And with today's resources, you have so many resources to improve your mental stability. And I know that June was Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, and I know a lot of guys that struggled with depression, especially during COVID when you couldn't work, and guys were losing trucks and were almost going to divorce court, over the fact that they lost their job because now they can't afford to pay these guys and this guy and then because this job's shutting down, this happened. And, it was a really rough time from March 17th, 2020 to about August of 2020, man. It just, everything came to a screeching halt, and Trump was doing the best he could for being the jagaloon that he was. And then you got Biden, who just takes all the credit for COVID, for the vaccine and everything. And it's just shoddy. But whatever. Who cares? There is a vaccine. Apparently it's working. I haven't had the vaccine. I got monoclonal antibodies, and my life is absolutely fucking awesome. And I've known more people that have had COVID around me over and over, more than once, and I've yet to get it a second time. And, that's a great thing. But back to where I was going, because I'll squirrel off into some other crazy direction, is, application is everything, no matter where you're at in your current reality. And when your current reality outweighs your fear of change and going and getting what you want, you will go out and get what you want. Because you'll inevitably, and this is what happens, is we inevitably get sick and tired of being sick and tired. Man, I'm sick and tired of this shit. I got to fucking get off this couch, and I got to go do this. I got to go to the gym. If I want a better sculpted body, and don't want to look like a fucking walrus, I got to go to the gym. Eat a carrot instead of a candy bar. Stop drinking beer and booze. Maybe my skin will come back and I'll look a little better instead of looking like a 90-year-old lot lizard at 43 years old. I see guys. I'm 51, and I see guys that look, 10 times my age, and that are younger than me. That look like their stress levels are through the roof. And I'm like, man, how did you turn out like that? You're my age, or you're younger than me. You're 39, you're 43, you look like 1,000 miles of bad road. And it's and I don't take anything away from them for that, and I'm not judging them. I'm just like, damn, how does that happen? And it's stress, and it's settling, when you're so busy settling for shit, man, damn. I feel bad for those guys that settle like that, because you don't have to settle. You can start changing your life at any point in your day. You really can. And that's something I wish for everybody. Another thing we got to get to. Oh, my Atlanta. This never ends. Oh, I think it's about to end. I think that this is finally at some point going to go away, and that is the whole Deshaun Watson thing. They're saying that on the eve of the hearing, which was yesterday, or the disciplinary hearing, I think it was tomorrow or today. I can't remember. They're going to make an initial ruling on what kind of punishment Deshaun Watson will face. The NFL has recommended that the quarterback serve an indefinite suspension of at least 1 year. Now, he hasn't suited up for a single practice, or he's not going to suit up for a single game. He has suited up for practice, but the league say that he won't suit up for a single game. That's guaranteed that he's not going to do that. They say that Sue L. Robinson, she is the former federal judge who serves as the disciplinary officer. Watson and the NFL Players Association, of its recommendation on Monday, said that it's not looking good. Wednesday, Robinson, who is jointly compensated by the league and players union, will review the facts gathered during a year-long investigation conducted by the league. And the arguments right now are pointing to indefinite suspension. They're saying that he won't even touch the field this year, which puts the Browns in a very interesting situation because they obliterated their relationship with Baker Mayfield. Kind of shit all over him. They say the recommendation of the indefinite suspension for at least a year gives the NFL what they say wiggle room to make punishment longer if more incriminating evidence comes to light. outside of even more, the 4 ongoing civil suits against Watson or elsewhere, they say. The NFL will recommend certain terms that Watson would have to meet to make the reinstatement possible. I'm going to guess that probably not raping chicks might be probably one of those. Or assaulting women, whatever it is that he's doing on the side. It's a late-night assaulter. They say that, let me get to this real quick. Saying that opposing teams hesitated meeting the demands. They say, while unsure if Watson would face criminal charges from Houston authorities, 2 grand juries this past spring opted against leveling any charges against the 26-year-old. However, 24 massage therapists whose services, that's what he needs to stop doing, is he needs to stop going to fucking massage parlors. Anyway, these are the ladies that are leveraging their cases. They say they had secured, they said that, where am I? I got lost. 24 massage therapists whose services Watson had secured through social media. So he needs to stay off of social media, stay out of massage parlors, and stop getting civil suits. They say shortly after the grand jury's decision, the Cleveland Browns acquitted Watson in exchange for first-round picks, a third and a fourth round, 2 fourth-rounders. The Browns also signed Watson to a record 5-year, $230 million guaranteed contract. How do you get out of that? I don't even think they can get out of that. That's just crippling to the Browns. There's no way that they can survive that. There's absolutely. I mean, if they thought paying $18 million to Bakers was a big deal, and they tell Deshaun Watson, let's say he can't play for the next 2 years, next 3 years, they sit him out, consider him, female assaulter, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what kind of assault he would. They don't go into graphic detail. I'm gonna guess there was some sort of rub and tug went on, but possibly, exposing people to things they're not ready to see. Just a couple of future things that I'm thinking about. You have to look at that. So, it's kind of interesting. And you look at, because that stuff, I mean, granted, Roethlisberger didn't have 26 women coming forward, saying that, he was a bad guy, that he was exposing himself to all of them. But, you had some women that, when Roethlisberger was going through his stuff, that it became a little wacky. It absolutely did, and that's the whole thing with that whole thing. He didn't take it to the level. It happened at a bar. He said he exposed himself. It was kind of the end of it. And then you had Antonio Brown. I mean, you got a lot of weird cats. When you got that kind of money, I mean, you can probably afford a really nice escort, I'm guessing. I'm guessing you don't need those kind of ladies. Just my opinion. Whew. So much to talk about. And I hate to go back to yesterday in this neck of the woods, and this is a little segment I like to call Bitches Be Trippin'. A 20-year-old woman, Shamia Tillman, and if any of you in this area that are watching the show know her, I'm sorry, was released on $19,500 bond. That's after being booked for robbery, sudden snatching charge, 3 counts of battery, and 2 property damage deals. Her arraignment, brought her a little bit of interesting consequences. Thursday night, after Lee County Sheriff deputies were responding to a call of a fight at a Wendy's restaurant on Lee Boulevard, they found Tillman behind the restaurant counter. She got a little freaky-deaky, little fast food rage. Forget road rage. We got fast food rage. Sheriff's Office report said the deputies found Tillman yelling and screaming inside the Wendy's after she was placed inside the sheriff's unit. That doesn't even sound good. I don't know who wrote this like that. And all she could do was yell and scream and kick the door. Sheriff's Office reported that Tillman spit in the face of a deputy. So there's assault on an officer. That's not going to go over well. She then started throwing food items at the manager and other restaurant employees. There's a video of the incident. You can see that on Fox 4 News Channel. It shows Tillman pushing cash registers and cookie displays off the counter, trying to fight with workers. One of the Wendy's workers told deputies that Tillman bit her finger to the extent that the skin was broken and bleeding. The driver of the food delivery service, DoorDash, told investigators that Tillman took his cell phone and then threw the $1,200 device at an employee. So, yeah, Miss Tillman, that's crazy. But you see that shit all the time. You know, it's funny because this is what I love. This is kind of some of the shit that COVID brought out in people. The era of Karen. You know, the Kara Aaron. Cancel culture. And what other kind of hip and weird words can we create? Woke. Oh, yeah, the woke folk. I can't forget those people. But Karens, there's a lot of Karens out there. You know, you screw up a good order at Wendy's. You know, she wanted the spicy chicken. You gave her the plain. You know, shit's going to go down. God forbid you just see, hand the shit across the counter and say, hey, look, I asked for the spicy. Can you give me the spicy? That's all I want. Just the spicy. Maybe for the trouble, then you try and negotiate a little extra. You say, hey, can you toss in a Frosty for the inconvenience that you guys screwed up my order? Good negotiation skills. And guess what you do with that kind of kindness? You're sitting down eating a spicy chicken sandwich and a goddamn Frosty. I promise you. But no, we got to flip out. We got to go straight to Karenville. Absolutely, basically set scorched earth on it. Torture every human that comes in your life. Maybe you've had a Karen episode. I've got a great one I'll share with you. If you have had a Karen episode, give me a call. Love to know about your encounter with Karen. 323-374-3855. Tell you, it's right after when we didn't have to wear masks. Masks weren't mandatory in the stores. But social distancing still was an issue, right? So I am in this Walmart. And I remember I was getting, what is my favorite the Prego. Prego 4 cheese or one of those numbers. No, it wasn't Prego. It was the fucking other stuff. I can't think of the damn it, I love spaghetti sauce, and I can't think of it. Anyway, I'm getting the spaghetti sauce, right? I'm in the Walmart aisle. I'm kind of in a hurry. I got a little basket. Don't have a mask on, but I'm social distancing, keeping my distance from people if they're in the same section that I want to get. I'm giving them their 6 feet. Giving them their 6 jizzles, my brother. And and I think she was from Massachusetts. I'm going to say she was a masshole, total masshole. And she comes over, right? And I'm like this, in the spaghetti thing. I'm looking for the 4 cheese. I want the basil, tomato basil, and whatever the fuck. And I feel this hand, just comes right over my shoulder, and I look at her, and I give her the look like, and she goes, "Huh, you're not wearing a mask." And I said, "And you're not social distancing." "Oh, well, you should be wearing a mask and pop up on, you fucking idiot, and god damn it, you don't have any consideration for it." And I'm like, "Lady, you just came into my fucking area. What are you talking about?" And I'm just like, "Why don't you do the whole world a favor? Get a fucking Halloween mask so we don't have to look at your face." I mean, the lady was bananas, like came into my area, came into my circle of trust, reaches over my shoulder, coming in hot, looking for my own flavor of sauce, coming in hot, you're in the third shelf, the middle shelf here, sir. I'm just going for the top shelf shit. It's probably one of those vodka sauces or something. Isn't that the shit they keep on the top at the old Walmart? Some of the fancier shit. The Walmart, the vodka or the marinara, the fancy. I'm just looking for the, tomato, basil, and cheese, 4 cheeses or something, And here she comes. Cuckoo Magoo, just straight out of straight out of COVID, with the mask on. And it wasn't the nice blue ones that were wearing the little paper numbers. Oh, no. She had some, I think it was, and this is why I think she was a masshole. She had some cloth, New England Patriots deal. Now, she could have been from anywhere of New England. It could have been Rhode Island, Connecticut, all that shit up there. But she had the accent just like somebody from Massachusetts. And nothing against people from Massachusetts. I've got a lot of great friends from Massachusetts. Some are absolute and total 100% massholes. There's no question about it. Greatest thing that ever happened was Tom Brady leaving the Patriots. Greatest thing. I mean, you still got to hear about the Sox. You got to hear about the Red Sox, and the Pats. But the Pats ain't as hot as they used to be. And now it's Tom Brady in Tampa Bay. We're Tampa Bay Bucks fans now. Love Tom. Brought us 8 Super Bowls, Tom. But this bitch, she was just shot out of it. And she had that high-pitched, I can't even imitate a Boston accent. You motherfucker, you fucking, you should be, and, just MF. She was shot out. You couldn't be wearing a mask. You don't give a goddamn about anybody's health but your own, you little fucking asshole. And she's just going crazy. Hideous-looking woman, too. Hideous. Total, like, and here I go in judgment. I shouldn't really be judging other people, man. But you know what? It's fun. She had like one of them, the moles on the side of her, on the side of the eye right there, and just had these really beady, bushy eyebrows. It looked like she'd been on a fucking bender for 3 days, knocking down brandy after brandy after brandy, smoking her Merritts or Salem's or Pall Malls. You just breathing all, just breathing that hot, whatever the fucking, that volcanic filth in her face, breathing her own venom back in, like a Gila monster. Yeah, just oh my God, it was awful. It's like Nosferatu with a Boston accent. You motherfucker, you don't even have a mask on. You can't care about anybody. You fucking, you're gonna kill people. You're gonna kill people if you kill yourself if you don't get out of my space, lady. Honest to God, I wanted to cross-check her like Mark Messier, man, right into the shelves behind me. Possibly do with like a spinning elbow, a UFC move. I mean, normally I do that too. That's the crazy thing. Somebody gets in my space, I'm like, whoa, bro, what's going on, man? What's going on here? You can catch an elbow. Help get hot. And then the hand game is strong. To a point. I don't really know how. I haven't been in a good fist fight in a hot minute. I still know how to do it. It's been forever, though. I ain't even trying to throw hands anymore. I'm just like, can we talk this out? I get it. I parked in that fucking. You thought that parking spot was yours? Fuck it, man. Let me get the keys. Let's just back this out. You're trying to duke it out with me over a parking spot. Sam pulled in front of you. Fuck it, dude. Let's just here. You need $10? No. Yeah, I'm just not even trying to go there. I just don't do that. It's not even worth it to me. And then then you got the repercussions that come with that shit. But back to these food ragers, the era of Karen. These Karen era people. My God. How many viral videos did we see during COVID? How many viral Karens? There's so many. The one bitch in the gas station was awful to that poor Mexican girl. You just see them everywhere. Everywhere. But the greatest thing that happened was the Karen label. Because now people just say, stop being a Karen. I love that. Kind of puts you right in your place. Old COVID Karen. Man, it's crazy. And then you get a Karen that's, experiencing the levels of the moon change for the next, 5 days to a week. Yeah, that's That's a whole nother experience. Somebody's going to the hospital, possibly. She might break your window. And they hate when you film them. It's like an elusive creature. It really is. When you catch a Karen in the moment and you're videoing and she's trying to snatch, I see them all try to snatch the phone. You fucking turn your phone off. And then they go bananas on people. Oh, my God, it's so good. And I hate watching that stuff, because it's just so toxic for your brain to take in that kind of shit. But it's so funny. It's like a train wreck. You just can't stop watching. Speaking of, Jesus, the Amtrak thing that wrecked in Illinois, my God. It's another thing. It's probably why I don't take trains. Got a better chance of survival in an airplane, honestly. I couldn't tell you the last time I heard of a plane crash. It's been a hot minute. 323-374-3855. We are live. You want to call in? You want to hang out? You want to share your Karen story? I love Karen stories. I love them. I'm trying to think of some other encounters that I've had with Karens. My God, I saw a bunch on vacation when I was over in Punta Cana. I was over in the Dominican Republic. And when people don't get their way at a resort, holy shit. They dial in a whole new sense of crazy. You're ruining my goddamn vacation. And the guy turns into Carl. Not Karen. He'll turn into Carl. Crazy Carl. Oh, man, I saw Crazy Carl and Karen through it over a couple of times over my vacation. Just over their room bullshit, There was almost a time I became Carl. Almost a time. They hadn't filled our mini fridge in 2 days. And I don't like being a dick. It's just so much easier to be kind. Kindness is free. Give it to them for free. So I just call up to the lobby and I'm like, hey, man, not for nothing, but there's no Fantas and Sprites in the mini fridge. And you guys, having a junior suite here at the Palladium Bavaro, I thought that, that was part of the deal. I paid for the extra tuned up package, with the rooftop jacuzzi, which was fantastic. So in your room, you get a jacuzzi. Oh, it's great. You walk up like a little flight of stairs, then you're on your own rooftop. But there was the downfall with that thing. Man, it took like an hour and like 15 minutes to fill that thing up. And if you've ever been in a foreign country and you try to use their hot water, so their cold water is lukewarm. It's like tap water, right at tap water level. But the hot water is fucking blisters and burn and melt your skin off. It's like they set the hot water tank at like 260 degrees Fahrenheit so that when you stand under that motherfucker, that your skin just starts to blister in seconds, like hot lava just hit your skin. And here, I'll give you a great example. So my wife and I did a massage day. We went and did a spa day, right? And then they got the circuit there. So you can do this circuit that they have. And on the circuit, they have like a clay bath. You can do this clay thing. And so it's like a hot and cold. So you go into the sauna first, right? And then you come out of the sauna, and then you go into this ice chamber. It's like these cold tile benches, and they just got piles of ice in this thing, and it's probably about 40 degrees in there. And it says you do 15 minutes in the sauna, you do 5 minutes in the ice chamber, then you get out of there, and then you go into the steam room. And from the steam room, man, you're in the steam room for 10 minutes. Then you get out of the steam room, and you go into an ice pool. And this, I guess, is great for circulation. I should probably be doing this every day, honestly. That's the way it should be. I should probably be doing this for great circulation, taking cold showers and hot showers and shit. Because I just saw a video about that on TikTok earlier today. But anyway, so then you get in the cold pool, and then you get into this really, 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 really warm jacuzzi. It's like this hot pool water. But it's the size of a pool, but it's a giant hot tub, and it's fantastic. And with the giant hot tub, after you hit the hot tub, then you go hit the clay. You're supposed to put this clay on it. It's like an exfoliating clay, and it comes in like 3 different colors, and the white and the da-da-da, right? So everything else was copacetic, temperature-wise. And just stay on the line, caller. I'll get to you in 2 seconds. Anyway, so I get out of this clay, and I go to get into their sprinkle shower. And their sprinkle shower was like 380 degrees. I kid you not. So I'm standing there, and I go to hit it, and all of a sudden I get under the shower, and the hot is so hot. I mean, and I'm standing there with my face, because it's like warm, and then it just goes into straight screaming demon, melt your face, hot. And so there I am. I'm like, oh, and the clay is going into my eyes. And mind you, I've got clay. My whole body is covered in this white and pink and orange clay. So there's like a little rocky river. It's like this cold water stream and it's like stones for your feet, and it's supposed to be soothing while you're sitting there with your clay on for the exfoliation. And so I'm down there in these, and I'm trying to, I'm keeping my hand over the sprinkler system that's in there to keep the stones all cool. And I'm trying to spray my face just so I can get clarity. And I'm washing this clay off, in their stone water. So, yeah, I had that going on. Caller, go ahead.
All I can think about is what's happening to your testicles as you go from hot to cold to clay. What's happening?
Well, you don't soap up the testicles with the clay. You're not putting the hand in the pants. You know what I'm saying? I got on some board shorts here. I'm just having a fucking good time sitting on this brick wall, just with clay on my arms and legs and face, chest, neck, breast, and head, breast, neck, and head area. But not on the balls.
What's the benefits of that?
Huh?
What's the benefit of that?
It's like a skin exfoliation. It's like you feel like Johnny Depp when you're done. Of course, I didn't feel like Johnny Depp. I feel like Johnny depleted. Because after the hot, cold, that was fun. That was great. That was feeling good. It was relaxing. It's when I took the shower, and the shower was on 350 degrees Fahrenheit and almost burned my eyes directly from my skin. I thought it was going to be it's like the electric chair. I thought my eyes were going to melt right out of my face and dribble onto the stones beneath my feet.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, this is great radio. Thank you.
Yeah, we don't do radio here. We're doing video.
Well, thank you. This is great video.
Great video. It's a great live stream. Thank you, sir. How are you doing?
Right. I'm good. I'm hanging in there, my friend.
Yeah? Do you got clay out?
I have a Karen. I got a Karen story. I got attacked by two senior lesbians in a parking lot for parking in the guest spot.
Please share with me. Give me the setup.
Oh man, I'm telling. I was with a client. I came out and I had my spot in there for like 2 hours. My car in the spot for 2 hours, but the paint was faded, so you couldn't see that it said guest.
Ah.
And she was waiting for hours. She's like, I've been waiting in this goddamn hot car. Yeah. And she flipped on me. They both came at me. One that played the male role wanted to kick my ass. She's running after me, taking pictures of my license plate.
Yeah.
I'm with you, though. It's not worth it anymore, man.
It isn't.
The bad things happen when you fight.
Yeah, well, and especially if you're fighting lesbians in a parking lot outside your client's house. Probably not a good look. Probably not a good look for anybody. Yeah, hey, how about that insurance,
No.
Charlie?
Did your company? I got a video, but I can't release it. I can't.
Why?
I'll get in trouble
It's the world of social media.
I'll have to edit out it was a few years ago. I'll have to edit out the company. She's like, did you call blankety blank company? Because we called them and we told them your car's in the spot. I'm like, please, life is this short.
How old was she?
What else
How old was she?
How old?
Guesstimation.
They were seniors.
Like
this is my partner. My partner was out here kicking. My partner wants to kick your ass.
This. I'm Billy, and this is Tracy.
Yeah, it's true. I'm telling you, I'm going to send it to you. But
you fuck around and park in my spot again, I'll fucking rip your Jewish nose off.
Oh So she snapped and she goes, no, you are not. They wouldn't let me leave. They were holding me hostage. The cops got there and goes, you can't hold this
You
guy.
stay right there, you fucking criminal. How dare you park in the guest spot?
No, guest spot means over here. You see all those spots on the other side. It's pretty obvious. You should know the condo rules. I said it's faded, and you can't even read the can I say shit?
You can fucking say whatever you want.
Shit.
Yeah.
Well,
oh, my God.
And I'll tell you what I said. I really snapped, and I was wearing my company shirt. And
Yeah, just fucking let it rip. I want to know.
I told her to go in the house and eat your wife's ass and leave me alone.
Are you fucking serious? You just laid it out like that?
I snapped. Yeah, because I had a long day.
I had a long day. Go eat your wife's ass, you old bitch.
Yeah. Oh, they lost it. They told the cop. At the end, we had to kind of try to make up, though, because just because the cop was trying to make peace and hear both sides. Oh my God, it was bad. It was crazy. That's the best Karen story I could think of.
My God.
The only other one I could think of is I had 12 items at the.
You're the 12-item guy. Okay.
The guy told me he was going to kill me with his cane if he was my age, and then said my nose looked like a B-52 bomber. And I said, "You got me there." I got me.
Yeah.
Nothing to say.
Well, you should have told him he looked like a withered old fucking ball bag that hangs between your legs. You say your face looks like my ball bag, you fuck. And you're sitting there with your
face looks like my ball bag after I come out of the clay bath or whatever.
Yeah, my exfoliated ball bag. And how about I snatch that cane right from you and beat the brains out of you, Gramps? You want to talk shit because I got 2 more items than you? That would be some funny.
Hey, what's your best Karen story? You got one?
I told it. I already told it. It was I was at a Walmart, and I was getting spaghetti sauce for my wife and I. We were gonna have some dinner, and I can't remember who makes the 4-cheese one. And they've got all these great flavors. It's not Prego though. It's one of the other guys. But anyway, I was getting that, and this old bitch from Massachusetts. And the only reason I think she was from Massachusetts is because she sounded just like somebody with a Boston accent. And then she had on a Patriots mask. She had the cloth, like a Patriots mask. It went all the way up to the middle of the bridge of her nose. Like it could have connected her 2 eyebrows together because that's how high up. That's how high it was up. Worcester. She's from Lynn, the city of sin. You never get out the way you came in. But so she comes over. And this was right when they said that you didn't have to have masks, but you had to social distance. You had to give the 6-foot rule. Remember that?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm standing there. I'm looking for my flavor of spaghetti sauce, and this fucking arm comes right over the top of my shoulder, and grabs something off the top shelf. I'm in the middle shelf at Walmart. She's on the top shelf grabbing some fucking vodka sauce or whatever the hell she's getting. Right. I turn around
right over you, like you weren't even there, like you were fucking invisible.
Right, like I was an 8-year-old child in the fucking candy aisle, and she wanted the fucking Playgirl magazine off the top rack, So I'm standing there, so I feel this lurking arm come over the top of me, and I turn around and I look behind me, and because of the social distancing, I look behind me, and all she's got on is this mask, and it comes, like I said, it comes up over the whole nose, like the whole bridge of the nose. It was like I can't even explain it. Do you remember those masks though, that they came up over the whole bridge of the nose and they kind of met between the eyes and they covered up and around, came below the eyes? She looked like a fucking bandit, like she was getting ready to rob a fucking bank with a Patriots mask on. And I look at her and she goes, "Ah, you're not wearing a mask." And I said, "And you're not social distancing." And she goes, "You have no fucking consideration for people's lives, you motherfucker. You don't tell me about social distancing. Why don't you put a fucking mask on?" And I said something to her I'm like, "Lady, why don't you do us all a favor and put on a fucking Halloween mask because nobody wants to see you or hear you anymore." And we got into this thing, and I just fucking started walking around. She goes, and then I heard her yell for her husband. That's what it was. "Abraham, that fucking asshole over here, and he's not wearing a mask. Fucking killers. They're all fucking killers. Anybody who wasn't a mask is a fucking murderer. It's like,
This
bitch, how do you
reminds
know
me,
I
I was
wasn't
at-
vaccinated? How do you know I wasn't vaccinated?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Reminds me, I was at. There's another one. Yeah, I do. I was at a Panera. This one's a good one. I was on my phone just doing business. Panera, there's music, there's people, there's stuff.
Yeah.
I'm having a soup, a salad. I'm talking business. I'm telling them, that I got a happy customer line, and this lady goes, "And now you're very loud."
Oh, God.
So I'm like, well, did you learn anything? Because and then I started telling her all the benefits of what I have to offer, and I said, well, I hope you learned something from this. And she got all pissed off, and then her daughter got involved. And
I would have looked
angry.
right at her.
Too loud.
I would have looked right at her and
I said, what's the difference if I'm talking into a phone or I'm talking to a person?
how about
It makes
this?
no difference.
How
They
about
get
this?
upset if you're on a phone.
How about this? How the fuck did you hear me at your age? Just look at her and say that. How the fuck could you even hear me at your age? Well, you don't
No, I
even know
told
what
her
I'm
we got a
talking
great
about.
benefit. I said we got a great benefit, hearing aids, bitch.
I would hate to be an insurance salesman.
Oh man,
I would be terrible at it, I
I'm
think.
telling you. Well, some of these people, man, they've lost it. Their mind is not all there, so I got to
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah.
But some of these Karens, I'm telling you, the best ones were when the kids were young and they got to get involved. You want to control those kids.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
snapping.
yeah.
What the fuck is it your business?
Yeah. Why are my kids your problem? Well, because there are some parents that are total assholes that'll let little Johnny son of a bitch run around the whole restaurant, fucking screaming and yelling and, burping and farting and slapping, tickling all over the place. And they're just like, ha, 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 look at Chris,
Purposely
Charlie.
ripping-
Come here,
ripping-
Charlie. Stop spitting. Stop emptying the ketchup packets on the floor. Stop stepping on the ketchup packets. Yeah, I've seen
man,
it.
I used to make the drinks mixtures as a kid. I'd freaking
Yeah.
rip all the fuck. I didn't squeeze the Charmin. I destroyed the fucking Charmin.
Yeah. Oof. All right. Well, I got to wrap this bitch up.
Hey.
I've been on over an hour. Yeah.
This has been fun. I want to thank you for bringing us great video.
Yes. A great live stream.
I'll see you in the clay bath.
Yeah. I'll be in that clay bath right away, buddy. You ain't gonna see me in any clay bath.
Take care. Thank
All
you,
right.
the kid, man. Thank you.
I'll see you, bro. Yeah, there you go. For all the Karens out here, for all the guys that are married to Karens out there, I got a little something for you, and then we'll close this bitch right here.
This headache won't stop. All these cramps. I feel so bloated.
You don't need to suffer any longer. I'm Michael Hunsachi of the PMS Rescue Squad. Guys, if your lady's experiencing her special time, call us. We'll arrive 6-pack in hand, ready to rush you to the nearest strip club, topless bar, sports bar, or the big game. It's up to you. The PMS Rescue Squad will be there for you in 30 minutes or the first lap dance is on us. Call the PMS Rescue Squad. You don't need to suffer any longer.